a real gardener, you can do the job. I love the way you look.
Chris, emergency case. I need your help with the garden design.
No worries. I've got the perfect solution for you. It's our $299 garden design package. Come to Hello Hello and get a 45-minute consult with me, and I'll help you lay out the perfect garden and choose the exact right plants. And what you're going to get is you're going to get $299 worth of plants and a free $99 feature tree. So book now and get that perfect dream garden for your wife. McDonald's has great burgers, but they've got even better gardens. And here we've got a fabulous rare magnolia. You'll hardly find one anywhere. It's called a Magnolia denudata. It's a beautiful, rare Japanese magnolia, and it has fabulous fragrance. Heavenly. And basically it's a small to medium tree. It loses its leaves in the autumn, and then you have this amazing flowering in spring, amazing white flowers. And for those people into a green and white garden who want to have a beautiful magnolia and don't want the Solangiana with its pinks and mauves and things like that, the denudata is the answer. And when you get it flowering, smell it. It's fabulous. Denudata magnolia. Don't wait. The garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go.
How did you make those moves when you literally have nothing to begin with?
My father had an insurance brokerage. He worked for a insurance company, and he was their #1 life agent. And he did a bit of horticulture on the side, and we sold various horticultural products. And the family was very much involved in selling those horticultural products. And I remember being 6 or 7 and selling flowers on the side of the road, and my dad came and watched me sell flowers. The customer pulled up and said, "Are they fresh?" I said, "Yes, they've been picked this morning." And I said, "Would you like to buy a bunch?" And my dad said, "Never ever say, 'Would you like to buy a bunch?'" He said, "You say."
Watch the full episode of the How's Business Mate podcast with Chris Lucas on your favorite podcasting platforms today.
People often ask me if I get upset if they buy plants or book garden designs at other nurseries. And my answer is absolutely not. You're free to go to whatever nursery you want. Just kidding. We've got thousands of plants and a good garden design centre, so you better come to Hello Hello. Wow, look at my new van. It's the pinkest van I've ever owned. It's a beauty for doing deliveries. And I'm out doing deliveries all the time. And what it is, you're working hard, you're dropping it off here, you're carrying it in there, you're in and out, in and out, in and out. Before you know it, you're heading down the highway, people are tooting, and you got your pink tutu caught in the door. I mean, it's embarrassing. But anyway, if you see this van out on the road with this pink tutu hanging out in the door, take a video, take a photo, put it up online, then come in store and I'll give you a beautiful free plant. But it's got to be this tutu here, okay? Having things crack, that's a pretty bad thing, but maybe it's not. Check this out. What we've got here is cracked pots, and they've all got a bit of a crack in them, but they're still okay. You can still use them, and we've got hundreds of them, and we're clearing the whole lot out. $9.99 each, in store only. Cracked pots. So here's your free delivery.
Wow, Chris, this is beautiful.
That's right. When you spend over $299, you get free delivery and you get a $100 weeping cherry for free. And this will make a beautiful centerpiece in the front lawn.
Whoa!
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Wow.
I just want to say it is phenomenal. It's amazing.
Awesome surprise.
That's what we do. When people spend over $300, everybody gets a free weeping cherry. It's a $100 weeping cherry. What do you reckon?
It is the most unexpected surprise.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I like it.
It's been absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, Hello Hello Plants.
That is amazing.
Thanks, Chris.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yay! The free weeping cherries are on me. Anytime I've seen a sense, years and years later, the point that I'm coming to is that you can plant annuals.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things that you can just grow from a cutting or bits and pieces, and you can do your garden as an evolving piece. And say in our nursery, for instance, every single week, we want customers to come here, and every single week I've got something that I'm doing ridiculously cheap. So if I was broke, what I would do is I would look for little things that I could pop in, like the sunflower seed, sprinkle it on the garden, up she comes, right? So there's lots of things that you can propagate or do or divide.
Yeah.
Start going to your nursery on a regular basis and buying the bargains. If you went back 30 or 40 or 50 years ago, that's how people did their gardens. They used bargains at the nursery, or they'd buy bargains at their supermarket or their shop, and they would, they'd propagate things, get cuttings from their grandma and put a garden together.
Watch the full episode of the How's Business Mate podcast with Chris Lucas on your favourite podcasting platforms today.
I just wanna get your attention, babe. Been looking at that backyard every day. Got a plan that'll make the whole street stare, but only if you're brave enough to go there. No need to call, no need to wait too long. Just send a message and we'll come along. We'll bring the trees, the flowers in the sky. Turn that empty space into your paradise.
I do. And not only that, I can do an economical, original, beautiful garden design. In fact, you should check out our $299 garden design package, where you get $300 worth of plants, a $100 feature tree, and a 45-minute garden design consultation, which will set you up with a beautiful garden. So book now.
All I wanna hear is you say Chris is here, here for me. Chris is here.
When it comes to bare rooting, I like it long and hard. And here it is, weeping cherries, 1.8 metres long with beautiful hard trunks. This is what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for weeping cherries to get bare rooted, because in the summer, a big weeping cherry like this is $200 or $300 in a big pot. But right now, bare rooted, they're only $99. You can choose white ones, pink ones, falling snow, your favourite weeping cherries. We've got hundreds of them here, so come here, choose yourself some beautiful weeping cherries and get bare rooted, long and hard. Bare rooted weeping cherries on now, $99. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
We are looking for azaleas, and if we might find some bargain while we're here, hopefully.
Today I'm looking for some bougainvilleas of different colours. So I'm going to get one of them and then maybe look at some large pots.
We think it's good for us. We like have good. They look like healthy plants, and everything looks good here. So yeah.
Well, as soon as I walked in, I realised it is huge, and it's a lot bigger than I remember, or what it looks like from the front. And I think that's good that you can just get lost in the pathways. It just provides the most natural experience, I think.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. What we've got here are bare rooted trees, and there's all sorts of bare rooted roses, fruit trees, all sorts of box, all sorts of things that we sell during the winter time. And it's a time when you can get your plants economically and it's easy to transport them. And hello, we have our own special way of wrapping them up. And what we do is we spread out a bit of plastic like this. You put out a nice little bit of potting mix like that. We use moist potting mix, and that potting mix you can use when you plant. You can just tip that into the hole. Some people use sawdust, but I like to use potting mix because it's kinder to the roots, and also it's something that people can use afterwards to help plant their plant. You need a little bit of water, a little splash of water. The trick to doing this is we want to keep the roots moist, and if you do it properly, they'll last in this wrap for a month or two. If you wrap them up tightly instead of putting them in a bag, you could keep the roots moist for a long time. So that's what I do. I do it nice and tight like that. And what's interesting about this, here you've got 4 6-foot birches. They're going to be very easy for the client to take home. You'll be able to fit these into a sedan car. In this wrap, they'll be right for a couple of weeks. And I'm just going to put Just keep it nice and secure. Let's put one more tie down here. Now that's got plenty of moist soil compacted around it, and put that in a cool shady spot. It'll be right for weeks and weeks and weeks before you have to plant it. And that's how we send out all of our bare rooted plants at Hello Hello. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
You're a real man. Look at your eyes. You're a real gardener. You can do the job. I love the way you look.
Chris, emergency case. I need your help with the garden design.
No worries. I've got the perfect solution for you. It's our $299 garden design package. Come to Hello Hello and get a 45-minute consult with me, and I'll help you lay out the perfect garden and choose the exact right plants. And what you're going to get is you're going to get $299 worth of plants and a free $99 feature tree. So book now and get that perfect dream garden for your wife. McDonald's has great burgers, but they've got even better gardens. And here we've got a fabulous rare magnolia. You'll hardly find one anywhere. It's called a Magnolia denudata. It's a beautiful, rare Japanese magnolia, and it has fabulous fragrance. Heavenly. And basically it's a small to medium tree. It loses its leaves in the autumn, and then you have this amazing flowering in spring, amazing white flowers. And for those people into a green and white garden who want to have a beautiful magnolia and don't want the Solangiana with its pinks and mauves and things like that, the denudata is the answer. And when you get it flowering, smell it. It's fabulous. Denudata magnolia. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
How did you make those moves when you literally have nothing to begin with?
My father had an insurance brokerage. He worked for a insurance company, and he was their #1 life agent. And he did a bit of horticulture on the side, and we sold various horticultural products. And the family was very much involved in selling those horticultural products. And I remember being 6 or 7 and selling flowers on the side of the road, and my dad came and watched me sell flowers. The customer pulled up and said, "Are they fresh?" I said, "Yes, they've been picked this morning." And I said, "Would you like to buy a bunch?" And my dad said, "Never ever say, would you like to buy a bunch?" He said, "You say."
Watch the full episode of the How's Business Mate podcast with Chris Lucas on your favorite podcasting platforms today.
People often ask me if I get upset if they buy plants or book garden designs at other nurseries. And my answer is absolutely not. You're free to go to whatever nursery you want. Just kidding. We've got thousands of plants and a good garden design centre, so you better come to Hello Hello. Wow, look at my new van. It's the pinkest van I've ever owned. It's a beauty for doing deliveries. And I'm out doing deliveries all the time. And what it is, you're working hard, you're dropping it off here, you're carrying it in there, you're in and out, in and out, in and out. Before you know it, you're heading down the highway, people are tooting, and you got your pink tutu caught in the door. I mean, it's embarrassing. But at any rate, if you see this van out on the road with this pink tutu hanging out in the door, take a video, take a photo, put it up online, then come in store and I'll give you a beautiful free plant. But it's got to be this tutu here, okay? Having things crack, that's a pretty bad thing, but maybe it's not. Check this out. What we've got here is cracked pots, and they've all got a bit of a crack in them, but they're still okay. You can still use them, and we've got hundreds of them, and we're clearing the whole lot out. $9.99 each, in store only. Cracked pots. So here's your free delivery.
Wow, Chris, this is beautiful.
That's right, when you spend over $299, you get free delivery and you get a $100 weeping cherry for free. And this will make a beautiful centerpiece in the front lawn.
Whoa!
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Wow.
I just want to say it is phenomenal.
Amazing.
Awesome surprise.
That's what we do. When people spend over $300, everybody gets a free weeping cherry. It's a $100 weeping cherry. What do you reckon?
It is the most unexpected surprise.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I like it.
It's been absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, hello plants.
That is amazing.
Thanks, Chris.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yay! The free weeping cherries are on me. Anytime I've seen a sense, years and years later, the point that I'm coming to is that you can plant annuals.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things that you can just grow from a cutting or bits and pieces, and you can do your garden as an evolving piece. And say in our nursery, for instance, every single week, we want customers to come here, and every single week I've got something that I'm doing ridiculously cheap. So if I was broke, what I would do is I would look for little things that I could pop in, like the sunflower seed, sprinkle it on the garden, up she comes, right? So there's lots of things that you can propagate or do or divide.
Yeah.
Start going to your nursery on a regular basis and buying the bargains. If you went back 30 or 40 or 50 years ago, that's how people did their gardens. They used bargains at the nursery, or they'd buy bargains at their supermarket or their shop, and they would, they'd propagate things, get cuttings from their grandma and put a garden together.
Watch the full episode. Hello. Welcome to our live Q&A. Sorry we're a little bit late today. It's a bit busy here in the nursery. Chris, how are you doing today?
Good. It's kind of like the spring rush has hit 3 weeks early.
Yeah.
And with Flat Chat, that's why we're 12 minutes late, and I apologise for that, but they're just been customer after customer.
Yeah, so Chris is here. For those of you who've just joined us or you've joined us in the last 10 minutes, Chris is now here live to answer your gardening questions or plant-related advice or anything you require. Chris, give some examples perhaps of questions that you could answer. You can answer anything pretty much, gardening or horticultural related, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've had experience. Like I started off when my dad had a flower farm and a nursery, and I helped him. As soon as I could walk, I started helping my dad. My mum was a super duper keen gardener, and she kept several acres of garden and collected. At one stage, she was in the Scottish Rock Garden Society, and she collected plants from all over the world in seed and grew them all, and had the most amazing garden. And then I got a job as a gardener working for a lady when I was 7. I worked there every Saturday for 10 years. And I was at Mount Dandenong, and basically next door we had a berry farm, and then everybody around us either grew flowers or grew nursery plants. There was a rhododendron nursery over the back. They grew flowers, they grew plants, they did gardening, they were wealthy and they did beautiful gardens in the Dandenongs, and so I was completely immersed in that wonderful world of horticulture and plants and gardens, and basically I've stayed that way. I've kept on. I think that I love plants, and I thought I was born with the gift of being able to sell and communicate with people, and I thought if I'm going to sell anything, I'll sell plants, because the world just hasn't got enough plants in it. So that's how I ended up here.
Yep, so plenty of experience, plenty of expertise. Guys, feel free to drop your gardening questions right now in the comment section. We'll get stuck straight into it though, Chris, because, you go on.
Actually, what I wanted to talk about is have a look behind me here. Look at this, look at these beautiful flowers behind me. And
wow.
What it is, so what's great is that
what are they, Chris?
They're winter roses, or properly known as hellebores.
Yeah.
And at any rate, hellebores used to be kind of a fairly ordinary plant that people grew from seed, and they were just kind of greeny, browny kind of flowers.
Yeah.
But in recent years, people have been breeding them, coming up with beautiful breeds of them, beautiful colours, and then tissue culturing them so that they can expand those. And now it's hellebore season, and it's the best year I've ever seen for hellebores. We'd have about 20 varieties in stock right now, and we've got hellebores from $29.99. Big bushy ones like this one here. I'll just show you.
So the winter rose, yeah.
Yeah, like beautiful ones like this. This is just, look at that there.
It's like a pink colour, yeah.
That's 20. Look at that. Look at that. $29.99. And then some of your named. This is a non-named one, but your named ones are normally sort of running around the $40 mark. But, and these are something you can grow, and they can spread and divide, and they love to grow in the shade. But if your garden's lacking a bit of colour in the winter and you want a bit of winter excitement in your garden, think
Yeah.
about getting some Helioborus.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And you said we got 30 varieties in stock, did you? Or?
Oh no, I reckon 12 or 13 varieties
Okay.
in stock. So we've
Yeah.
got 12 or 13 different varieties in stock. We've got them starting at big bushy ones like this one here, starting at $29.99, and it's a great way to get some winter colour in your garden. And I particularly like Helioborus because they have beautiful foliage, and in summertime they become a beautiful mound of lovely lush green glossy foliage. It's
Yeah.
just beautiful mounds in the garden. So if you're looking for something to grow under trees, what you can have is beautiful mounds of lush green foliage through summer, and then in winter and into early spring, gorgeous flowers. And some people plant whole mixtures of colours. I did a video on a garden that had all different colours in it. Or
Oh,
some
yeah.
people, you can just mass plant one colour and make a big impact. So or you can collect them and dot them here and there. Grow them in pots. Say you've got a shady veranda, and grow them in pots on your shady veranda.
Yeah.
So they're a great way to get some winter excitement into your garden.
Yeah, they really are. And the other thing I wanted to add was that if you do come into our store and do your shopping now, you'll find a lot of winter flowering or colourful plants. And it's a good opportunity if you need to add colour to your garden to come into the nursery now so you can have a bit more all year round colour.
Yeah, that's an important point. A lot of people go to the nursery and buy plants in springtime.
Yeah.
And so a real lot of Melbourne's gardens are spring flowering because
Yeah.
that's the only time that people go to the nursery. They get
Yeah.
in spring, they go down there, and oh wow, they're looking to buy the stuff that's in flower.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year, their nursery could look a bit colourless.
Your garden, looks
and
drab.
so if you were to come to a nursery like ours, in each of the seasons, what you'd find what flowers in that season.
Yeah.
And then you can have flowers in your garden every season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a really good recommendation. I highly advise.
Yeah. And I would reckon, I'm just thinking, I reckon we'd have at least 35 or 40 different varieties of plants in flower now.
Yeah.
And next week we'll have more stuff. So
Yeah, you got the sexy fraggers.
we've got a very funny video coming out about sexy frogs, which is sometimes what people call
Those
sexy
things there,
fraggers.
yeah.
So that's a beautiful ground cover, covered in flowers, and what I love about some of your winter flowering things is that I don't know why it is. Maybe because the weather's cool in
this time of year.
because the weather's cool in winter.
That's nice. Yeah.
Your winter and early spring flowers seem to flower for longer than your spring and summer flowers. So they're a great investment because they flower and flower and flower and flower, and that's nearly all your winter and early spring flowers.
Yeah, the other one I really like is the Happy Duo. That's quite beautiful with the purple
right,
and
yeah.
white. It's got heaps of flowers on it.
Hardenbergia Happy Duo. We might even get one for you to have a look at.
Yeah.
And I like the Hardenbergia because it's got beautiful foliage.
Yeah.
And then the Happy Duo is a climber that the two
Two
blend
mix.
together, and
Yeah.
you get a mixture of blue and white flowers all on the one plant.
That's right. Now, keep the gardening questions coming in, guys. We see your questions there. We're going to get to them shortly. If you've just joined us and you need some planting advice or gardening advice, Chris is here to answer your questions live. Or if you have a bit more than just one question.
Here's a Happy
Here
Duo.
we go. Yeah, Happy
Unfortunately,
Wanderer.
it's nearly finished flowering, but you can put the tip
Oh,
of that
okay.
in front of the camera.
Yeah, let's show it. Let's bring it down a bit.
Yeah, and imagine
There
this
you go.
actually covered in beautiful fresh flowers. A couple of weeks ago they were looking absolutely fabulous, but now they're kind of finished. And
the purple one is still flowering.
yeah,
Purple one's still flowering, yeah.
well actually it's a funny thing. Those ones there come from a grower down the peninsula, and they
Oh.
started flowering a couple of weeks earlier, and they've knocked off a couple of weeks later.
Oh, okay.
And
Earlier, you mean.
And what our
them.
buyer needs to do this week is buy them from up in the Dandenongs, where they're a couple of weeks behind, and they're
Yeah.
the ones in the Dandenongs are in full flower right
Just
now.
in full flower, nice. Yeah.
But so if you're down on the peninsula, and so this one here, this one
Wow, look
one
at
here
that.
comes from up in the hills, and it's in full flower right now.
Yeah.
And this is a Happy Wanderer.
Yeah, it looks really happy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll keep those gardening questions coming in. So live Q&A with Chris. He'll answer your gardening questions or any plant-related advice that you may require. Just drop them in the comment section now. We better jump into some of these questions, Chris, because there's a few here. And the first one, let's see. All right, so first one comes to us from Natasha. How to irrigate plants in pots What are the options that you recommend? Which plants don't need irrigation?
Okay, good question. Okay, so how to irrigate plants in pots? The best way would always be the old hose. You know, your hose and with a nice watering head on it.
Yeah, we
and
got those shower heads.
Yeah, we use it. We sell most of the heads that you see down in Bunnings. I don't like them. They don't put out enough water.
Yeah.
It's not soft enough. They make a lot of noise. You want a silent.
You don't want noise. Yeah, they
So
hiss, don't they? They're hissing.
Yeah, so we have videos you can watch on a really good head and really good water, and then say if you wanted to lower the water consumption in summer of most plants, you can put a plastic saucer underneath it and it would sit in a bit of water and it won't dry or drain as quickly.
Yeah.
And so for plants that are using a lot of water, that can be really, really good. But you could also, these days, you can hook up drip irrigation.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy sensors that you put in there that tells you when the plant needs water.
Yeah.
So there's lots and lots of options. So sensors, there's drip irrigation, there's using
sensors,
your hose. What I hate is the little half-inch hose with a little gun on it because it just doesn't put out enough water.
Yeah.
And I think they kill a lot of plants because people water for a while and they don't put out much water, then they stop watering and the plants dry and die.
Just dries and dies. Yeah.
And probably if say you've been away for the weekend and your plants have dried right out and they're looking a bit wilty,
Yeah.
what I recommend, like I saw a patch of plants that weren't watered properly on the weekend here.
Yeah.
And what I said to the water, I said, look, go and water them now. Just give them a quick water and leave them for half an hour and come back and give them a real good water. And that second water seems to go in. So if you've let your plants dry right out and you're maybe using a watering can or using a hose, quick water. And what it is, the water tends to act as a wetting agent. It goes in a little bit, and then the next lot of water comes along, and it goes in really, really well.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely nothing like. And what you can do is you can test me on this. If you've got a plant that's dried right out, you give it a quick water. You pick it up, it won't be very heavy. Then you come back half an hour later, give it a big water, and it'll become very, very heavy. And that's because the water really went in the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can use drip irrigation. You can put saucers underneath them. Now, say I had a plant that I really liked, and I was going away for a hot. It's going to be a hot weekend. I'm going away for a long weekend. What I would do is I would put a saucer under it and put some water in it. I'd give it a really good soak, and I would put it in the shade. I'd put it under the veranda, I'd put it somewhere out of the hot sun.
Yeah.
And then you've really reduced its moisture consumption. And so it'll still be looking good when you get home. And then what don't you need to water? I've got a big jade plant and I've had it in the pot for about 12 or 14 years.
Yeah.
And it's a monster now, beautiful big plant. It's like, and I trim it up every so often, it's like a big bonsai. But anyway, that big jade plant, I reckon I've gone up to 3 months without watering it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I get young people in here and they want a pot plant,
But they don't want to water it.
And well, they do, but I know that they're not going to.
Yeah.
And they're going to forget to.
Yeah.
And what I do is I put succulents in pots for them. One of my favourites is the jade plant.
Yeah.
And then under the jade plant, you've got like a green blob, which is another low-growing succulent that'll cascade over the side.
And
of
they're
the pot.
alright, aren't they? With no water.
You can if you wanted something, if you're living the sort of a carefree kind of life and you're not getting around the watering all the time, but you need a nice pot plant, get a nice big large leaf jade.
Yeah.
Plant it in a pot, put some pebbles and stuff around it, put a blob and have it cascading over the side, and you can you can leave it for months.
That's
watering.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, all right, there you go, Natasha. Chris answered all of that pretty much for you. If you, I don't know if you're still with us, Natasha, but if you do want to re-listen to any of Chris's answers from today's live, you can simply go over to YouTube, search for Hello Hello Plants, and this live, we publish it as soon as we're finished with the live. It'll be published, you can rewatch and hear any of Chris's answers. But yeah, that's some lovely advice. I think you got your drought resilient plants you can keep in pots for months without having to water, or you've got your automatic options there as well.
Yeah.
And you can get most of those things at a hardware store, can you?
It's hard to get. We sell a water head that works, but it's hard to get good water heads that work.
Okay. All right, water heads really do matter too.
And like most water heads either squirt the water out too hard and knock the plant around, or they hold the water back and the water doesn't come out. So your waterhead is having a good waterhead is essential, and it is hard to get a good waterhead. In
Yeah.
fact, in most cases, if you weren't going to buy one of my waterheads, what I would do is I'd use my finger. Your finger on the end of the hose does better than most of the ones that you'd buy in a big chain store or whatever.
Yeah.
In your local nurseries and stuff like that work so poorly that I'd rather just use the hose chopped off at the end with my finger.
With your thumb.
My finger causing the
Or
water
finger,
to
yeah.
spread, and I can do a better job with my finger than what most of those things can do.
Yeah.
So I've been to people's places and I've had to water, and I generally I'll take their head off
Yeah.
and use my finger.
Yeah.
If
Let the
I
water
haven't got
flow.
a proper head handy.
Beautiful. All right. Oscar asks, anything on low maintenance plants?
Okay,
Anything on
so
low
low
maintenance,
maintenance
yeah.
plants. That's basically what you want. Is you want low maintenance. Like maintenance would be watering, fertilizing, and trimming. They're the main things that you would have to do to a plant. Now, great low maintenance plants.
Yeah.
And I guess raking up leaves and mess when they drop a lot of mess. So something like a standard grafted limelight acacia.
Yeah.
Standard grafted limelight acacia, just sort of, it's like a little mushroom shaped, beautiful fine green foliage, barely ever needs a trim, hardly ever needs a water if it's in the garden. In a pot you need to keep well watered,
Yeah.
but in the garden, hardly ever needs a water.
Yeah.
So it hardly ever needs a water, and that is a fabulous low maintenance plant. And then things like your cousin it.
Yeah.
So there's some great Australian natives that don't grow, like some of the Australian natives grow like crazy, and you're out there with a chainsaw or whatever trying to get them back a bit. But
Yeah.
there's lots and lots of really great Australian natives, and the ones that come to mind are like your limelight acacia, your compact cushion bush, your
Yeah.
cousin it, which just sort of cascades along the ground.
Yeah.
And then there's some lovely little grevilleas like strawberry smoothie, which don't grow too big,
Oh yeah.
so you're not out there trimming it.
Yeah.
And then there's things like your birthday candles.
Yeah.
Beautiful compact little banksia.
Oh,
with
the birthday,
flowers
yeah,
for
yeah.
half the year, but just grows into a lovely shape.
Yeah.
Not much trimming to do. Birthday candles, your urina,
Yeah.
fabulous.
What about there's one at my place that's like a grevillea little, I think it's that Mount Tabaretha thing, isn't it? It's-
Yeah, that Mount Tabaretha is lovely low-growing grevillea. It doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah.
So, and what's interesting about that to me is I remember when natives first became popular in the early 70s, or where the people that were keen gardeners always grew natives, but when the masses started growing natives was in the early 70s.
Yeah.
And there were grevilleas and hakeas and a whole big nursery sprang
like
up and
exotic
grew
stuff,
hundreds
isn't
of thousands of natives, put them all up for sale.
Yeah.
And people would put in a native garden, and 18 months later they just about need a machete to get to the front door because this stuff all grew crazy. But what's great is that in the sort of 40 years that's happened since then, people have hybridised and bred and selected,
Make
and now
small,
you've got lots
cute.
of beautiful compact, and now you can grow a lovely compact, neat sort of native garden that hardly needs any work.
Yeah.
And most of your native plants don't need too much water.
Yeah.
And if you choose the right ones, things like your standard limelight acacia, almost no trimming, almost no
Wow.
watering. They're not deciduous, so you're not raking up a big lot of autumn leaves.
Yeah.
And that's the go.
Yeah.
Low maintenance, I reckon.
Yeah, you're right. They've done some pretty amazing stuff with the natives. Like
Yeah.
even there's that dark navy blue kangaroo paw, which looks incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I
carnival.
doubt they found that in the wild.
No, that'd be bred.
Yeah. Like it just looks amazing. So Oscar, then the answer for Oscar is native plants.
Native, but not just native plants. The new modern native plants that are compact in size and shape.
yeah,
And
super low
I'd
maintenance.
say that if you went into a good nursery, they'd be able to direct you to those ones. Like we've got like a whole native nursery out the back, and there's a really good selection. There'd be 200 or 300 different sorts of natives out there.
Yeah.
And there's a really good selection of different compact, neat kind of natives, so that people can put together nice native gardens in small spaces.
Compact and neat. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Give that a whirl, Oscar. All right. And the next one here comes to us from Barbara, asking Do the Helleborus cope with frost if I plant mine out in the garden?
Yes, there'd be some limit to the amount of frost, and generally with the Helleborus you grow them in the shade, and often your shady parts of your garden are not that frosty. So I'd say they do really, really well up in the Dandenongs. So you get quite a bit of frost up in the Dandenongs, but it's not sort of super severe -6 or -8 or anything like that. So I've never had experience with them in super high frost areas, but certainly down to -2 or 3, I've never had a problem with them, particularly when you got them growing under trees.
Yeah, okay, there you go, Barbara. So okay for a bit of frost action, yeah. All right, good. And NFK says, how do gardenias do in full sun?
It's false that gardenias need to grow in the shade. Gardenias will grow in the shade, and the requirements for growing gardenia is loose, light, loamy, well-drained soil, possibly sandy soil. So they love, and then plenty of water and plenty of nitrogen-rich fertilizer and acidic soil conditions, so not alkaline. And so that means the pH is low. So the pH is low, it's well drained, there's plenty of nitrogen fertilizer there, and plenty of water, and they'll absolutely thrive in the hot sun. And there's lots of people believe that they've got to grow in the shade, but in actual fact, the people that supply me from up in northern New South Wales and Queensland with gardenias all grow them in hot sunny paddocks. And if you're up there buying gardenias and talking to them, it's as hot as anything walking around their paddocks. So they actually, when everything else is right, and they love the hot conditions. And it's only when perhaps the soil's not so good, their root system isn't spread out properly, they haven't got the right amount of moisture and things like that, that they tend to, and that's given people the false idea that they need to be in the shade. So some guy who's maybe not watering them properly will find they're doing better in the shade than the sun. But given everything else being correct, they love the hot sun.
Okay, so as long as they got free draining soil, water,
lots of nitrogen fertilizer,
they're going to be happy.
And acidic. The soil's got to be free draining and acidic.
Beautiful.
And that's why we sell a potting mix suitable for gardenias here. So that when people are buying gardenias, and if they're not quite in the right sort of country, I tell them to dig a big hole and mix a lot of our gardenia soil mix through it.
Bloody beautiful. And the next one, there you go, NFK. There's some advice. If you do want to plant them in full sun, you can. Pete asks, why is my Zanzibar leaves going yellow and falling off? Too much light or not enough light? Is it too much light or not enough light, yellow falling off Zanzibar leaves?
They don't like a lot of hot sun. They generally got to be grown in the shade, but I wonder that you're not watering them too much.
Right. Maybe too much water, Pete.
They don't seem to use a lot of water, and they. So generally, you would grow them in the shade.
Yeah.
You'd keep them moist, but you wouldn't water them all the time or keep them overly wet.
Yeah.
A little bit of fertilizer is required, a bit of Osmocote or something like that.
Yeah.
And you'll be in business.
So keep them in the shade, a little bit of fertilizer. Just check they're not. How would you check it's been overwatered too?
I would imagine if you've got them in a cool shady spot, if you're watering them more than once every 10 days, you're overwatering them.
Okay.
And I imagine in this cooler weather, maybe 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks.
I could drop it right down.
Interval, and in summer you might do it every 10 days.
Yeah, awesome. All right, there you go, Pete. NFK says thank you, and thank you to everyone who's joined us right now. Please feel free to drop your gardening questions or plant-related questions in the comment section. Chris will happily answer them live on the show for you. Chloe asks, which magnolia variety would you recommend?
It would really depend. Say, for instance, for absolute total spectacle, and all you'd have to do is go to the McDonald's. McDonald's actually, one of the things, some people like the burgers at McDonald's. I like the gardens at McDonald's.
Yeah. It's funny, since you've ever said that and I go past McDonald's, they always have great gardens.
Yeah.
So they must have a team of gardeners.
Of the takeaway food places.
Yeah.
McDonald's, I think, are number one.
Yeah.
And And I've shot lots of videos in McDonald Gardens because I've seen some really nice plants or flowers that I've really liked.
Yeah.
And right now, it's the Faulkner McDonald's is the one to go to.
The Faulkner one?
Yeah, go there for a
okay.
Big Mac, and while you're there, go around near
Is
the
that the one just down the road there? Yeah,
go
okay.
around near the driveway thing, and you'll see the most beautiful Denudata or Ulan magnolia,
Yeah.
and it's white. And I was brought up in a house with a big one of those, and your Ulan magnolia is amazing. It looks absolutely incredible. White, it has the most awesome fragrance. It flowers with no leaves. It flowers for quite a few weeks. I've been enjoying looking at that every time I go past for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I looked at it this morning, and I think it's just at its peak right now.
Really?
So it's just covered in beautiful white flowers. And I think for like, I like different magnolias for different reasons, but for pure spectacle, it's hard to beat a really nice Denudata magnolia.
But that's for spectacle factor.
Yeah, and it's the spectacle of the overall.
Has a good scent too, doesn't it?
Yeah, beautiful fragrance. But
Yeah.
when you see the one that's down at the McDonald's there in Faulkner, I reckon it would have, if you counted all the flowers, it'd have somewhere between 500 and 1,000 flowers on it. It's not
Wow.
a particularly big tree.
Yeah.
So the spectacle is absolutely amazing,
Yeah.
and the fragrance is incredible.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
for
amazing.
pure spectacle, that'd be my favourite. But then
What about practicality or something like that?
for a really exotic individual flower, I think you can't beat the black tulip. The black
Oh, the
tulip,
black
dark
tulip, yeah.
purple, and it's an
Yeah.
actual tulip shape.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's incredible, the black tulip. Do we have any in flower yet or no?
no,
There.
but your black tulip is a short little sort of tulip kind of flower,
Yeah.
and the dark colour is absolutely spectacular. But then the other flower, when you look at it as an individual flower, the spectacle is pretty good. But the other one, when you look at it as an individual flower,
Yeah.
is Rustica rubra. Rustica rubra, a very old-fashioned one.
Yeah.
And it's a Solangiana, and it's a mauvey pink on the outside of the flower,
Yeah.
beautiful white on the inside of the flower.
Yeah.
Comes as a beautiful sort of like grows in a beautiful candle shape, and then
Yeah.
opens petal by petal like that.
Yeah.
And opens right out, and it's an enormous flower. It would be nearly
Wow.
like that big, and it's probably the pick of your Solangiana varieties, Rustica rubra. So Rustica rubra, to look at an individual magnolia flower,
Yeah.
like the Denudata as an individual flower probably isn't as good as a Rustica rubra or as say a black tulip, but your black tulip or your Rustica rubra, just like my mum used to cut magnolia flowers and bring them in and do floral arrangements with them.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 Rustica rubras in a bowl, out of this world. Or
Yeah.
and a black tulip would be the same. So individually,
Black tulip's pretty incredible, yeah.
as individual flowers, black tulip and Rustica rubra are probably number one.
Yeah.
But as a spectacle of massive flowers, I think that your Ulan or
Is
your
the one, yeah.
your Ulan or your Denudata, same synonymous, of course, are probably the one.
There's so many varieties of magnolia as well, isn't there? Like, I like that there's that one that looks like a fried egg. What's that one?
That's not a magnolia.
Oh, isn't it?
but It's
Oh,
almost,
okay.
that's almost a magnolia.
It's almost a magnolia, isn't it?
what
What
is
is it?
that?
It's a Machilia.
No, it's not a
No? Oh,
magnolia.
okay.
It's a
Gordonia.
Gordonia.
Is it? Yeah, okay.
Gordonia. They're a magnolia-like tree, and the one
Is it? Is
that I
it a
like-
cousin of the magnolia, or what is it? Not really.
No, not
Okay.
really. But it sort of flowers at the same time. It does the same sort of stuff.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah,
plant.
there's a Gordonia called Silkscreen, which is very spectacular.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, I've forgotten who asked the question. That was a good one. Oh, it was Chloe. Which magnolia variety would you recommend? Yeah, it really comes down to, because there's so many different.
It comes down to your purpose.
yeah, purpose of
Like
what you
if
wanna
you
do.
said, you wanted to block out the neighbours, or if you wanted amazing flower arrangement, it depends on your purpose. But that gives you a couple of ideas anyway.
Yeah, Pete also brought up a good one. He said, hey Chloe, we have teddy bear magnolia in our garden. We love them. Teddy bear's another, it's obviously doesn't have the spectacle.
Okay,
but
well, I think that teddy bear is an interesting subject. Teddy bear, I use them in my garden designs all the time, and teddy bears have got some really good things going for them. Teddy bear doesn't grow too big.
yeah,
It's a beautiful column type shape,
yeah,
and the foliage, it doesn't flower that well or that much,
Yeah.
but the foliage is out of this world. It's probably got
Beautiful,
the nicest foliage of any magnolia. So with
Yeah.
that lovely columnar shape and that dense, beautiful curling sort of foliage,
Yeah.
and the dark green with the brown underside,
Yeah.
as a foliage plant and as a beautiful shape to, like when I'm looking for a beautiful solid shape in a garden when I do my garden designs, it's one of my favourite trees. So
Yeah.
so for flowers, forget it.
Yeah.
But for foliage and for shape, teddy bear.
Teddy bear, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, thanks for the question there, guys. And if you've just joined us, we're answering your gardening questions live. You can drop them in the comment section, or maybe perhaps you have some planting advice, or there we go. There's the black tulip. Yeah, we went out and got you one. Thanks, Mickey. Showing off the black tulip here.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that particular black tulip that we've got there is it's got 5 flower buds on it. So a person
Ready.
could buy that and really enjoy the black tulip flowers in their garden this spring.
Could you grow them in a pot, or?
Yes,
Oh,
sure.
could you? Oh, wow.
Black tulip is a fairly compact, slow-growing, smaller type of magnolia, and yes,
Yeah.
you could grow that in a pot.
Great.
Eventually, you'd have to put it out in the garden, but you get quite a few years out of it in a pot.
Beautiful. All right, we're going to take a few more of your questions, guys. So if you have any gardening or plant-related questions, drop them in the comment section now for Chris, and we'll get to yours shortly. George is asking what plants flower for the longest time.
Gosh, what is it? I'll just go grab one. I'll just be a minute.
Oh, we're gonna grab
you
one,
You could
yeah.
talk for a minute about
All right,
something.
actually, maybe we'll talk about the. So at the moment, we've got a special which is still going, which is fantastic. Where you can, if you spend $299 in this shop, you get a free weeping cherry, which Mickey is holding right there. You can't really see it all because it's quite tall. I'll see if I can pull the camera back on one of the platforms, and I'll do it on this one too. Oops, did I go too high? Oh yeah, I went way too high. Yeah, so that's the weeping cherry you get for free. You spend $2.99 in store. You get it. Not only do you get that for free, but you also get free delivery. So that's $299 for a free weeping cherry and free delivery, which is happening right now. We also have another special. Thanks, Mickey. We also have another special where if you spend $100 in store or online, you get a free Chef's Choice. There we go, that one there. Free Chef's Choice rosemary, which is perfect for popping in your cooking. Sorry, I might need to fix up the cameras. Popping in your cooking, adding a bit of pizzazz, a bit of herbal flavor to your culinary expertise. Yep, jazz fingers on that one. All right, guys, Chris will be back in a sec. So this live Q&A is for you guys. It's not really for us, it's more for you guys. So we allowed this time with Chris so you can ask him a garden question, plant related question. We're going to wrap up very shortly, so if there's any more questions, please feel free to ask. We're currently answering George's question for, what was it again? It was the,
What flowers all year round?
yeah, here we go. What
Yeah.
flowers are around? Here we go.
Yeah, there's very few plants that flower all year round. But first of all, Mickey,
Oh, Mickey just went off. What do you need?
let's show them this one here up
Yeah,
close.
I can
This
do
is
that.
an Anisodontia. Now, Anisodontia, they were almost complete. They were very
Grab that.
popular in the early to mid 70s, and they grow about 1.5 meters tall, and they're lovely and bushy, and they have beautiful little pink flowers on them nearly all year round. You'll see this one's a little baby one. It's just getting to the point where it's got little buds coming on it. Now from here on out, this will flower for the rest of its life. It'll just flower and flower and flower and flower
Really?
and flower. And they're a beautiful, lovely fine foliage and covered in little pink flowers. And I remember I used to have one of these in my garden at Mount Dandenong. And
Really?
I reckon
Yeah.
it used to have like 100 flowers on it all year round.
Wow.
so
And how big does it get?
Anisodontia, about 1.5 meters tall, nice and bushy, gets beautifully covered in flowers,
Yeah.
and flowers every day of the year.
Okay.
So
is
that-
it not a cistus or it's
No, it's
different?
an Anisodontia.
Okay.
They're a little bit like they were very popular back in the early to mid 70s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then they went out of popularity and they got forgotten. And I've
Now they're
noticed
kinda coming back?
that some nurseries have just started bringing them back again.
Cool.
And they're a really worthwhile plant. and they've got that sort of light, fluffy kind of cottagey look.
Yeah, they do actually.
Yeah. And then the other one, this one is just flowering. Now, what you've got here is this is a polygala, and polygalas flower a lot. Now, if you
Yeah, I can bring it up close. Yeah.
So this polygala here is just it's a baby, and it's just starting to flower now.
Yeah, it's got heaps of little.
But it's covered in beautiful little buds. Now you'll plant this in your garden, it grows into a beautiful round ball. I often put it in gardens where I've got a customer who wants low maintenance, super neat, and flowers all year round. And basically this is a lovely little round ball, tough as old boots, flowers every day of the year, covered in beautiful little purple flowers, and sometimes it flowers more than others, but if you plant these in your garden, you will always have lovely green ball with little purple flowers every day of the year. And there isn't many things that flower every day of the year.
Wow, that's pretty impressive that it has flowers for most of the year. Even that's impressive.
Yeah.
All right, George. Thanks for the question. And
so Anisodontia and Polygala Little Baby are the answer to
Little
that
Baby,
question. The short
Polygala.
answer to that question.
Anisodontia. Is that phonetical?
Anisodontia.
Is it phonetically spelt or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, we'll take one more question. And if there's anyone else has a gardening question, plant-related question, we'll take it now for this live Q&A. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. So drop in the comment section right now before we go. Rhodey asks, do you guys have climbing bougainvillea but purple colour?
Yes, the one to get, you might have to order it in. I'm not sure whether they're actually in stock at the moment, but the purple one that's really good is Trailii.
Trailii. Okay.
And then we've got, so Trailii is hardy, vigorous. It's the one that grows. Trailii grows the best in Victoria, and it's a beautiful, clean, pure purple. There's other sort of mauvey, purpley ones, but Trailii gives you the pure, clean purple. Also, I've noticed areas like Shepparton and Bendigo and that where it's a bit frosty in the winter, you might struggle with the normal bougainvillea. The old Trailii does perfectly.
Okay, beautiful. It's not really bougainvillea season, is it, right now, for them to look the best this time of year?
No, they'd have to be in a hothouse to be looking good right now.
Okay, so Trailii, that was for, who asked that question? I've lost it now. Rhodey. There you go, Rhodey. And I think Rhodey sent you a clap. Thanks, Rhodey. One clap. That's lovely. All right, we've got a couple of questions just rushed in last minute. We're going to make that one the last one. We'll try and get through these rapid fire. We've got, Mama was asking, are those two available in the US? I'm joining from Florida. That was the Little BB and the, I can't pronounce the other plant.
And Anisodontia. I really don't know. You'd have to check it out. You'd have to Google and check it out.
Polygala, is it, for Little BB?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like what it is that where we are in Australia would be a very similar climate to San Francisco, and
that's different to Florida though, isn't it?
Yeah, and whereas Florida is more like
tropical.
It's more like the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
In Australia.
Okay.
So you'd find a lot of the things, a lot of what we grow here would be available in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, check that out. Maybe just try searching online, Mama, and see if those two are available in the US. Have a all year round flowering. That could be great. And Lily asks, best camellia for Melbourne, not too big.
There is no best camellia for Melbourne. Melbourne is camellia central, and basically almost any camellia would grow beautifully in Melbourne. But that opens up. I could tell you my favourite camellia. The one that I would use most often in my garden designs would be Purest Silk. Now I like Purest Silk because it's got beautiful foliage, and I love the fact that it has a pink bud. A fairly rich pink bud, a pale pink flower that opens and then turns white, and when they're in full flower you're seeing the three colours. You're seeing the deep pink, you're seeing the light pink in the new flower, and the white in the older flower.
Oh, that's
and
a pick, yeah.
Got three colours happening at the same time, and that's the label there.
Pure Silk,
Pure Silk. Look, there's so many good camellias, and I remember
nice. Yeah, it looks
Don
beautiful.
Burke saying there was only one good camellia.
What
and
did he say it was?
Oh, Black Knight or something like that. It was, yeah.
He said that was the one
Yeah,
good one
but
for
I think
Melbourne.
he had shares in it or something, and, and I think it's very wrong. I think that
had shares.
there's some wonderful camellias around. There is no best camellia, but say I wanted to screen something out.
Pure
I wanted
silk.
a really pretty one. I want lovely foliage, fast growing, great screen, or nice big bush quite quickly, or a good, great in a pot. My favourite is Pure Silk, but there's
yeah.
hundreds of really good camellias around, and one of the best spots in the world for growing camellias is Melbourne.
All right, there you go, Lily. You have plenty of options to choose from by the sound of it.
On that subject, you up at Olinda, you've got the Rhododendron Society, and they have a fabulous camellia collection.
Oh
up
yeah,
there.
they do too. Yeah.
And the Rhododendron Society is an amazing thing. It was put together by people that were interested in breeding and collecting rhododendrons
Yeah.
years ago when they were the height of fashion.
Yeah.
And there was I think Peter Damon, Carl van der Ven, you know, people contributed rhododendrons and contributed money and contributed skills and things like that to building.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best rhododendron and camellia collections in the world.
Yeah,
And-
it is. It really is incredible.
And it's now a fabulous garden, and
Yeah.
I would recommend. And even I contributed a collection of Paulonia to it. So they've got out the
Oh,
back.
wow.
They've got one of the best Paulonia collections in the world because I
Really?
contributed the Paulonia collection. But
It's on quite a large bit of land too, isn't it?
yeah, it's
like-
a lovely big piece of land, and
Yeah.
and they've got enough room to build new gardens and new developments and things there. But really, the rhododendron gardens, if you're interested in rhododendrons and camellias, and I mean, if you're going to the rhododendron garden, then you've got Cloud Hill just up the road.
Oh,
and,
right now would be beautiful,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
and-
It's right now would be
yeah.
its best time, I think.
And Cloud Hill's got a restaurant in it,
Yeah.
and it's got a restaurant, and it's got a little retail nursery and everything like that.
Yeah.
So a drive to the hills
Yeah.
and a visit to the rhododendron gardens,
Yeah.
and possibly onto Cloud Hill. Cloud Hill, when I was young, there was a nurseryman there who'd been there since before the Second World War,
Wow.
and he'd imported plants direct from Japan, and it's
Yeah.
got a very old, probably 100-year-old plant collection in it, which
Yeah.
the chap who's fixed up Cloud Hill has kind of preserved the old plant collection, then put a new plant collection.
Yeah,
into
he's
the
put
modern
new
one.
parts to it,
So
yeah.
there's 100-year-old sections, and then there's new, 20-year-old sections of kind
Yeah.
of new sections. And so it's one of the most beautiful gardens in Victoria. So
Yeah, the Cloud Hill, the cottage. You know how he's got the cottage section? Have you seen that? Like
Yeah.
it's all, like kind of like you were saying about that. What is it? The wild in the cottage. You had the idea, but it's got like all that, like real traditional. What you would think a cottage garden would look like. Like tall
Yeah.
things.
yeah,
short
wild,
and
yeah,
wild
like a real,
looking.
what you'd probably call a classic cottage garden.
Yeah.
So,
But it's beautifully maintained. Like it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
So if you went to the hills and you did the rhododendron gardens and then did Cloud Hill,
Yeah.
you'd have a wonderful educational day out, and you'd
Oh, yeah.
really learn that there is no one best camellia.
Yeah.
Everybody can have a favourite. Actually, another really fabulous, another camellia I really like is the Volunteer. And what I love about the Volunteer is that early in the season,
that's good
the
too.
flowers are kind of a pale pink, and by the end of the season, they're a really super deep pink, but the same shape, but they change colour through the season.
Yeah, right.
And Volunteer loves the sun
Yeah.
or the shade. It's quite vigorous. It has beautiful foliage on it, and it has a beautiful flower that changes colour as it moves through this. It flowers over quite a few months, and then the flower actually deepens in colour as it goes through the season. And it's the only camellia I know of. There probably are other camellias.
Yeah.
And then my dad used to collect reticulata camellias, and they're pretty rare. You'd find them at the rhododendron gardens.
Yeah.
But reticulata camellias, I haven't seen one for sale for 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
The reticulata camellias used to have flowers about that big.
Wow.
Amazing, absolutely amazing flowers.
huge,
and,
yeah.
and they're not popular because they're quite expensive and difficult to produce. They take
Right.
quite a bit of skill. But I remember my dad used to collect them and propagate them.
Wow, it's really interesting that camellias grow well in Melbourne too. Actually, if you think about it, because their origins is it's Asia, isn't it? Like it's
yeah,
where
but
you
we-
might have strong humidity and stuff, and Melbourne's not really like that.
Melbourne's an interesting place. Melbourne grows, next to Mexico City, grows the widest range of plants. It's a place where you can have an alpine plant and a tropical plant from Burma or somewhere like that growing right next to each other in the garden.
Wow.
So and it's,
That's really
and
interesting.
The only other place I've ever seen in the world that's like that is Mexico City.
Mexico. Oh, okay.
Mexico City, and it's possibly even more like that. Like
I thought Mexico would be warmer though. Mexico City.
Mexico City, high altitude, and you get up in that high altitude, and they're growing things from Holland, things from the tropics.
Wow.
And it's all mixed together. It's crazy.
And deserty as well, probably.
Yeah,
a bit of
deserty
cactusy
and
stuff.
yeah. So
Interesting.
but Melbourne's a little bit the same. We've got anything from cactus to Scottish rock garden.
We do have
plants to-
cactus growing in the wild, even
Yeah,
when you just go out of
things,
Melbourne. Yeah.
things from the Swedish mountains, things from the Burmese jungle. We've got it all growing here in Melbourne.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Mixture.
So
yeah.
if you live in some part of the world where you go some boring narrow range of plants, move to Melbourne,
Okay.
and it's one of the best spots for gardening on the planet.
That's really cool. Mama says they'll look out for. They're going to look for Googling those two long flowering
good
plants.
idea.
Yeah. That's a great idea. All right, thanks for that, Lily. Can you answer any more, Chris?
Yeah, sure.
Time's a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up soon. All right. Jamie's asking golden shower tree. Do you have it?
Golden shower. I wonder what the Latin name for that is. I wonder
Is
if
it?
that's
Do you reckon is it a joke question or is
No.
there an actual?
It might be talking about a laburnum bossi.
Okay. Oh, I was thinking maybe a Robinia frizzi.
No, it's not a golden. If anything,
really.
it's a laburnum bossi.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have heard that name before though,
Yeah,
but not as a common. Yeah, not. I don't know. Anyway.
yeah. You might have to Google it and see what the Latin
All right,
name
we'll
is
see what we
for
can
it.
come up-
Or
we'll see
whether
what-
he's just teasing us.
Yeah, it might be just trying to get me to say something silly. Roddy says, thank you guys, I'll visit very soon, and sent us 3 roses. Thanks,
Thank
Roddy.
you very much.
And Lily says, wow, thanks, I'll check it out. That was the Rhododendron Gardens in Olinda.
Yeah.
Brendan's asking, Chris, is it easy to grow a 3-metre tree in a pot on a balcony? Which would you suggest?
You'd need a really big pot.
Okay.
And what I was just thinking, what I've got doing well in pots that are probably 4 metres tall is slender weaver bamboo, which isn't, it's kind of like a tree, but it's not really a tree. And what's good about them,
slender
they
weaver
seem-
bamboo, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the problem you could have with a 3-metre tree on a balcony is it blowing off the balcony, you know?
Yeah,
And,
toppling over.
Yeah, and what I've noticed I've got 3 and 4 metre bamboos in pots, and they tend to bend in the wind and it'd be a decent sized pot that don't blow over that easily.
Okay, so you need a really large pot to support your 3-metre slender weaver bamboo,
The
Brendan.
stiffness of a 3-metre tree could make it sort of fall off the balcony.
Yeah.
Unless it was in a really big heavy pot or sort of tied down in some way.
There you go. That'll be easy to grow. 3-metre slender weaver bamboo on the balcony. Just make sure you got a massive pot. And this is the golden shower tree from the question before.
Wow,
That Cassia fistula.
the golden shower tree.
Do you know what that is? Or Indian laburnum?
I haven't come across that before. I wonder
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it?
what I wonder if that's a sort of a tropical tree. Breathtaking deciduous tree.
It's funny when we're looking at this and it says it's on the Hello Plants website. not this time though.
What?
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Chris is like, I haven't seen this one before, and then it's literally on our website because we've got like
We've got
tens
teams.
of
We've got
thousands.
teams of people putting stuff on there, and
there you go. There is one on our website. Golden Indian tree. Is that the same or is it different? Maybe that looks similar. It's on our website.
no, that's
there.
a catalpa.
Oh, it's catalpa. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. Okay, no worries. No, maybe we don't have that one. Maybe it doesn't grow in Melbourne.
Maybe
Alright.
it's subtropical. That's what I'm suspecting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry.
It comes from India, and a lot of India is tropical and subtropical.
Yeah. All right, Jamie. Thanks for asking. It doesn't look like we do. Gloria Jean asking, hey Chris, I have a yucca outgrowing its pot where would be the best spot to replant?
Do you know, it's an interesting thing. I went to a garden in California where there was 120 or 130 year old yucca,
Yeah.
and it had a trunk about 3 meters thick,
Yeah.
and it covered about an acre. And
Whoa.
and I remember thinking that if anybody's so basically,
How did it cover an acre? What do you mean? The yucca did?
yeah, it was
Like
that
it
big.
spread everywhere?
Yeah, it just
Alright.
grew up and spread. It was a really big tree.
Alright.
And yuccas grow big.
Yeah.
So if you've only got a tiny property, if you and you'd be amazed how quick. Like I
That's scary.
on my mother-in-law's property, I chainsawed down her yuccas, and they were up about 5 meters tall.
Yeah.
And that was a couple of years ago, and they're back up there again, 5 meters tall again.
Already?
And yeah,
Jeez.
and at any rate, yuccas grow really big.
Yeah.
And so, unless you're going to be pruning it, I would give it to a friend and put it on a farm or on somebody's bush block or something like that, and
Yeah.
and let it go. And they're really, when they get big, they're quite a great. They're in the right space and they're not annoying anybody. They're quite a grand tree.
Yeah.
I like the Yucca elephantitis.
Yeah, it has a nice touch to it, nice shape, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, we better get through. There's heaps of questions coming. We're doing our best to get to them all. Chris, you let us know how many more you want to do. How many more you want to go for?
Let's go for 4 more. 4
All right.
quickies.
All right, 4 cookies. So the next person asking, how much are your blue chalk sticks to the left of you? The ones in
Blue
there.
chalk sticks. The
Pots
3-inch pot, $3.99.
$3.99. All right, there you go.
$3.99, and they're a great, tough, cheap thing to sort of fill up and put a bit of colour in the place.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
spread quite nicely, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. They
Good
look really
for the
good.
beach house, good for the factory, and these are $6.99 for these big
For the
ones.
bigger
like
ones.
This. Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful. All right, next one is, next one's just a comment. Lisa saying, I wish you guys were in Queensland.
I actually had a cold day like today. I wish I was too.
Yeah, me too. All right, Brendan, Chris, do you have an email I can reach you on? Probably, Chris doesn't really check the emails, to be honest. So the best way to reach Chris would be to go through sales@hellohelloplants.com.au, and you can attention it to Chris,
And somebody will pass it to me.
and
yeah.
someone will pass it to Chris. Yeah, yeah. I'll see if I can type that in. I think I can. Here you go. I'm just putting it in the email now. All right, so sales@hellohelloplants.com.au. Brendan. All right, Justinus says always repot yuccas in the bin. Haha.
No, look, what happened is Melbourne and Victoria got over yucca'd.
Yeah.
And so
We got
and then-
over yucca'd,
and
that's a good-
everywhere you
good
look,
one.
there was 10 yuccas everywhere you looked. At any rate, so what happened as a result of that is people don't like them. But I'm going back to liking yuccas, and I predict that 10 or 15 years from now, yuccas will come back in fashion. And I actually think yucca, and what you can do is you can trim and you can groom a yucca, and you can make an abandoned and hated yucca doesn't look that good. But if you look after and trim and work on your yucca, they really are a nice plant.
All right.
And it's only that Melbourne it's like now Melbourne's getting over ornamental pear, and pretty soon you won't
Yeah.
be,
People won't want 'em,
You won't
yeah.
be able to give away an ornamental pear pretty
Yeah.
soon because people will get sick of looking at them.
Yeah.
And that's an unfortunate thing because ornamental pears are great, and I think. And actually, I'm starting to, like, yuccas were everywhere. People are madly grubbing them out everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to enjoy and like yuccas again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
gone
hated
full
it for a little
circle.
while myself. But
It's funny, there are trends in gardening, that's for
yeah,
sure.
and what happens, but when they overdo it,
Yeah, like right now it's that tractor seat thing. I see
Yeah,
it everywhere.
that's
It's
right.
probably tractor seats people are going to be disgusted with them in about 2 years probably.
2 or 3 years, yeah.
The thing that's gone really into fashion is those tractor seats and what's the other one? The birthday candles.
Yeah. Actually,
And a couple of other, they've gone real like trendy and
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
yeah, there was a time when Salvador Dali
Not this story.
hopped out of a Rolls Royce full of cabbages at the Louvre in France.
I don't know if this is true. This
And a
story.
journalist rushed up to him and said, "Define fashion." And he said, that which goes out of fashion.
These are not real. I don't think
That's
they're real
a true
stories.
story.
Who was there recording it? Like, anyway, that's funny. All right, so Arrow Root says, what Australian natives can I plant that will attract native bees to my garden? A lot of them, isn't it? Like grevillea,
Look, I think
banksia.
any of your good flowering things, your grevilleas, your callistemons, your astringas, you fill it up and you'll have. I had a lady working here, and she said she had all sorts of natives planted in her garden, and she said that she had like 15 different types of native bees there. She was kind of.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, check it on them. She was making little habitats for them to live in.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, I think that might be it. Just checking there's no other questions. There's a lot of comments going on there. All right, guys, we're probably going to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this live. Please make sure to like it now before you leave. And thanks for those of you who sent us a rose or you sent us some extra love. Really appreciate it. Feel free to share this live too if you're watching us on any of the other platforms. We do appreciate others discovering this live that we do for you guys every Monday, 12 p.m. Standard Eastern Australian time. And I think that's pretty much all we have to say. We're going to be back on Friday with a live for our Too Many Plants live, where Chris goes over around between 80 and 100 specials that we show off every week, which are fantastic for doing up your garden. We do have a live auction as well that we run concurrently with that live sale, so that's a bit of fun as well. Is there anything you want to say on that, Chris, before we go?
Yeah, look, what happens is this week we're going to be really, we've got lots and lots of interaction to occur between us and the buyers, and what we'll be doing is putting together a really exciting range of big bargains and making those big bargains available at our Grower Direct flash sale. And then I'll be picking out, last week we had a really exciting auction where the bidding was hot. It was relentless.
Yeah, it was a really good auction actually. It was kind of fun.
So I'm madly looking for something really exciting in the nursery to put up for auction, and the reserve is going to be just 10 cents. And I think we had 250 people in the room at the climax of the auction.
The peak of last week's auction was 250 people. So more people than are watching the live actually.
Yeah, 250 people in the room for the auction. So we're working at making a fabulous auction this week and making it worth your while to attend. And witness the adrenaline rush and the excitement of us selling a plant for around about half price.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, join us on Friday, 12 p.m. Again, Melbourne or Australia Standard Eastern Time, 12 p.m. this Friday. And thanks to all of you who joined us. If we missed your question or we didn't get to yours, you can join us next Monday for another live Q&A with Chris, where he'll be answering your gardening or plant-related questions. And thank you for all the, we're getting lots of loves and love hearts and roses. Thanks, Gloria sent us 23 roses. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you, Gloria.
We'll take those. Thank you very much. Thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate having you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.